Good morning, grade 3. I hope you all had a very restful break. We are back to working in full swing for our social studies. So today we are going to be looking at global organizations. And when I say global organizations, I mean companies that work all around the world, so internationally, and they are companies who help other people or help our planet. So let's find out a little bit more. If we look at the links to our previous learning, we've already discussed global citizenship, and I think that we came to a very clear consensus as to what global citizenship means. From our explanations and from our little activities, I heard lots of people saying that global citizenship is when we work together as a whole community all around the world and we celebrate our differences and we work together to make life better for each other. I heard some people saying that we work together to make life better for our planet also. So I have here a little statement that says global citizenship is understanding that we all live in one world and are linked and interdependent in many ways. We should be celebrating our differences and supporting each other and our planet to be safe, healthy, and happy. So I just want you all to remember the work that we did about global citizenship just before the break. And now we're going to think about organizations around the world who actually help us to be great global citizens. So today, we are learning about organizations who have an impact on quality of life in our global community. So this links to the quality of life learning that we did when we were learning about our countries, Peru, India, Ukraine, Tunisia, and I want you to think about all of the things that you learnt about when we talked about quality of life. So we talked about medical care, we talked about schooling, we talked about the kinds of places that people lived and the jobs that they did and how much money they had. So, when we talk about being a global citizen and helping improve quality of life, we need to think of all of those things as being dependent on each other. Today, my friends, you are going to be doing a little bit of research and I'm going to help you to do that. Your challenge today is to be able to name 3 organizations who help people or the planet. And then I want you to write 1 sentence about each organization. So you don't need to write lots and lots. I just want you to research who they are and what they do. So you're going to write 1 sentence telling me about that organization. So what is a global organization? Global citizenship includes work that makes our world a better place, right? That we've already talked about that. So there are lots of international or global organizations that work together towards this goal and they work on different kinds of things. So some of the organizations around the world are focused on human rights, the rights of children and making children's lives better, our environment, so looking after the environment around us, animals and wildlife, and there's so many more organizations which help support people around the world. And I know we're all passing through a pretty tricky time with the coronavirus at the moment, but I'm sure that you will have seen lots of things happening around you that have helped other people who may be less fortunate than us. And I know for a fact that the UAE government has sent lots of care packages and medicine and ventilators to other countries around the world. And that is part of being a global citizen. Somebody who shares what they have to make other people's lives better. So now I would like you to open up your learning journal or find a piece of paper if you don't have your learning journal. And what I'd like you to do is write our learning intention. So our learning outcome today is we are learning about organizations who have an impact on quality of life in our global community. And then you're going to write your 2 I can statements. They are the ones that are in red. So I can name 3 global organizations who help people or the planet. And I can research some of the work that they do. Okay? So you're going to write this into your learning journal, and then all you need to do underneath is number 1, and then write the name of the organization, and then underneath 1 sentence about what that organization does in the world. Then you'll find another, and then another. Now that might sound a little bit tricky, but I have a few ideas to share with you. So here they are. Here are some of the organizations that I know of that help around the world. So we have UNICEF, that's the one in the top corner. UNICEF for every child. And UNICEF is an organization that helps children around the world. So maybe you would like to research that. Then in the middle we have Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation. That is a UAE organization which helps people who need support. Then we have the United Nations. That's a really large organization, and again, they do lots of different kind of work to support people. Now, the next one you've probably seen lots when you've been at the mall or even on the TV, or you might have heard adverts on the radio. Emirates Red Crescent. So if you were to research them, you might find out about the amazing work that they do to support people around the world and in the UAE. Then we have the yellow one called Amnesty International. They're an organization that makes sure that people feel safe in their lives. Then at the bottom, we've got Greenpeace. You might have heard of Greenpeace. This is an organization that works hard to protect our planet. And then you have Save the Children. Now we're going to be learning a little more about Save the Children because one of my best friends works for that organization. But I want to see what you can find out. So Save the Children works around the world looking after young people. So here are some ideas. And you are now going to go off and do your research. Now remember, you just need the name of the organization and 1 sentence describing what they do to help our world. How do they help us be good global citizens? Okay, good luck, like grade 3. I hope that you are able to do some great research. Remember, when we're researching, we don't need to look at all of the information. We need to be skimming and scanning what we're reading. That's a skill that we know how to do. And we are searching for key words and important information. So remember, I don't want lots and lots written down. I want you to be very selective. That means you're going to really think about what you've read and try to summarize it in 1 sentence. Okay. Please submit your work, grade 3, once you're done. I'm looking forward to see what interesting international and global organizations you come up with. Remember, these are just ideas. Maybe you will find some more. Take care, grade 3. Bye.